Welcome to another episode. My name is Bertrand. I'm the coolest dude on the planet, and I'm your friend. Confidence and clarity is the goal for my channel, especially when you get out of a relationship, because you're going to be stuck trying to figure out what happened. What happened? Like, nah, man, what? How I lose my girl? Wait a minute. Nah, we gotta run that back, baby. I need another chance, cause I can do better. We can do better. We can make it, baby. You told me that confidence is key in helping you accept what happened and actually moving on. Because the truth of the matter is, she probably just got bored, or she was looking for a different type of experience. Now, today is a reaction video, and this one comes from a woman who tells men, or just tells people in general, when the relationship is actually over. Now, before we get into this clip, I gotta ask you guys, have you ever been in this type of situation before? Business or romance? Next, just something to think about. Wife, companion, fun girl, or gold digger. And then we really cannot overlook how men play this game. Got Mr. Wallet, Mr. Bedroom, Mr. Fix-It, and Mr. Homie, aka the friend or the guy who will listen. Now, with that being said, let's check her out.
When you lose some type of respect for your man, and you in a relationship and you lose respect for him as a leader and a provider and his judgment, you just lose respect in him, the relationship is over. When you can go and comfortably accept anything from the next man while you're in your relationship, it's over. The relationship is over.
Oh my God. First of all, I'm like, I gotta rewind it, because I was looking at her body and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, listen, I love a builder body, right? Because what I realized is, like, in order for me to really want to nail that woman to the bed, she has to look a certain way. Now, I realized that a certain body, like to have a certain body, that really means that you have to have certain habits and you have to be working out to achieve a certain body or a certain waistline. Like, you can't get the waistline and, the other body parts, what I'm saying, they don't match. Like, that's, it's something that you will notice. But nonetheless, I'm still turned on. Right now, with that being said, this is definitely business. OK, and here's the reason why. The reason why this is business is simply because how long is it going to take for her to actually receive something from another man? Think about it. What's going to cause her to even think about receiving something from another man? Well, they all have social media. All it takes is a booty picture, a picture where she's kissing at the camera or biting her lip, right? Doing something sexual towards the camera, right? Anything. It could be a cleavage shot, right? Or her turned around, right, with her butt sticking out. Women take pictures like that all the time. And guess what? The cash appers are there. The guys in the comments, you're a queen. I would risk it all for you, baby. I love you. That man doesn't deserve you. You are a queen. You deserve the best. And I can give you the best. Right? They're going to hear all of that dumb shit. Now, that dumb shit comes into play when you guys get into an argument or a disagreement, or y'all not seeing eye to eye on something. Meaning, here's an example, right? This may not be a good example, but this is a good enough example. You guys want to go on a vacation, right? Now, in your mind, as the man, things cost, right? So now you're kind of looking at your budget. Okay, I can afford this. All right, we can do this, and that. All right, look, wait, hold on. I'm going to have to work some overtime. I'm going to have to come up with a few extra hustles just to, be able to pull in all this money. And then you might be like, you know what? Damn. I'm gonna need more time. Like, I need more time to gather up the money. Or you may be like, you know what, man, fuck that. I'm not finna work that hard to go on a vacation. We still got bills to pay. Now, what she's gonna do at that point is be pissed. Oh my God, you never want to take me anywhere. Right? She's gonna do that. Now, when she does that, guess what? She's going to post a booty picture or a cleavage picture or something sensual and sexual, right? On her Instagram or her OnlyFans, right? The OnlyFans that you may not know she has, because she knows how to turn off the notifications except for when she's looking at it, right? She knows when to go look at that phone and she knows when not to go look at that phone, right? All it takes is for her to post and boom, money, 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 money. Now, she may not tell you, right? Because she knows that you're going to get jealous.
I shouldn't have to ask for his permission. I shouldn't ask for his permission. No thing on, just titties out. Mine not saying my titties out. He's saying if I wear a bra last.
This is the reason why I have standards and high standards for women, because intimacy, them being nailed to the bed, them dropping their drawers and being nailed to the bed is like, it's so easy for them that I know why they don't respect it, right? They don't respect a man who can get women to drop their drawers, because for them, all they have to do is drop them. And now they can get all the action that they're looking for. Just as I stated in the beginning of this video, sometimes women are just looking for a new experience. It doesn't even have to be an amazing experience. It just has to be different. The crazy thing is, she has this woman, and when I say this woman, I actually just mean all women, have access to men until they don't. Meaning they have access as long as they're cute and sexy, right? But once that's gone, they also become invisible. And they become invisible to the guys that they're interested in. See, when you first heard me say that, you may have thought that I was just saying she don't have no options. That's never true. Now, what is true is the guys who she may like may not like her. And trust me, they have reasons for that. For instance, here are some good requirements and standards to have. Demand respect, loyalty, honor, and exclusivity. And please do not forget about the intimacy. For me personally, if the intimacy is not there, meaning I don't get to nail you to the bed when I want to, I do not need a relationship from you. I do not need it. Now, as far as experience goes, I remember the first time I had this beautiful woman. Oh my gosh, right? She reminded me of this chick right here.
I don't think just being a good man is enough.
When I got this woman, and she reminds me of her, you know, but I think the chick I had was probably a little bit better looking, but whatever, right? This woman, this is how I woke up, right? She showed me that some men can actually be blackmailed. Now, the way she did it was real scandalous, right? Because she called up a doctor like, hey, I need $5,000 for blah, 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 whatever she needed it for, right? She gave him this whole like spill, right? She gave him this whole spill, right? It was a conversation. I'm just sitting there listening like, oh my gosh, what? Is she really finna get $5,000 from this dude? At the time, I was 22. Right. So, you know, I'm just kind of just looking like, OK, well, what the hell is going on? Right now, she ended the conversation by saying, if you don't send it to me, I'm going to tell your wife. I said, damn. That man sent that money. So I witnessed what happens to women and men on both sides. Right. Wives, for whatever reason, you know, they lie a lot, especially. OK, here's another personal story. Right. I remember being in the club and there was this tall woman. Right. She was shaped nice, actually kind of shaped like this chick right here. Right. But this chick actually made look better. But she was tall. She was probably like 5'10", 5'11". Like she was close to my height. I'm 6'3". Right. She comes up to me. You know, we talk for a little bit. And then she reveals to me that she's married. At that point, all attraction was lost. The reason why was because I was actually going through my divorce. And I didn't want anything to do with a married woman because in my mind, I know what that man is going through. I know what that man is going through mentally, right? He's pissed, right? When you commit to a woman, right, and you decide that you're going to get married, see, the woman doesn't really, I think women take the that commitment for granted. Like, they don't understand how committed a man is or has to be to get married, right? And then she kept telling me things like, oh yeah, well, I want this and I want that and I want one. And I'm looking and I kept saying to her, like, hey, you know, you got that at home. Like, why don't you just go home? Right? Like, that's how unattracted I got to her. Right. And I know every man doesn't have those same morals, and that's fine. But I'm just telling you guys that I've experienced a lot of different things out here. Now, a good question for you guys to actually have or ask yourself is, how long is it going to take for this woman to be in position where she's ready to receive something from another man? Right. Because we already talked about the experience of going on a trip. Right. But this could just be simply something else. She may just want to go to dinner, or she may just want to, you know what I'm saying, go buy some shit and actually go out. Big red flag. Girls' nights out. Right. She may need money for girls' nights out, and you may be giving it to her, not realizing. Just like I just did this video about the Asian woman who was telling her man that she could absolutely cheat on him.
Could you ever cheat on me?
Absolutely.
Well, she exposed. Now, with this being said, fellas, I encourage you to reinvent yourself. In order to get anything done in this world, your confidence is going to have to be high. It's going to have to be higher than the next person, because the world actually needs whatever inventions are inside of you, right? So, in order to do this, you're going to have to set goals that you actually achieve, right? Some of us have to start small and then build up. So this is the reason why I talk about meditating, right? Because you have to sit still and focus, right? Now, when you're focusing, well, meditation course coming soon. Something else to help build your confidence is actually exercising, because for some people, the hardest part about working out is actually going to the gym. The extra part that you really have to follow through on is the actual exercise, the actual action. So once you get those two things done, and now you putting your best effort forward, guess what happens? If you're consistent with this thought process, with this lifestyle, now you achieve results that you didn't even know was possible. Better looking body, more calm, more able to see different things. Most importantly, being able to make good decisions. So invest in yourself. That way you can actually increase your income. Now, this channel is about clarity and confidence. So now let's be clear. Adapt to dating. This is not a channel about complaining about what women are doing. This is about you being able to see what's going on and being able to make a decision as to what you want to experience. Because that's the reason we're all here, to experience things. So with that being said, choose wisely, because a rotten apple can make you sick. Now, enjoy your life. Enjoy this life because you're alive, right? Enjoy the hookup culture. Enjoy this stripper culture, because as this woman so eloquently laid it out for us, if she's willing to accept something else from another man, that usually means she's interested in another man, or she didn't like you in the first place, but maybe you were giving her enough, right? Maybe there were enough transactions for you to actually hold on to her for a little while. Now, with all of this being said, this is why we experience so many short-term relationships, friends with benefits, situationships, flings. This is where all those things come from. But I do have a question for you guys. What do you think? Comment under this video. Remember, when you're watching these videos, you are becoming a better version of yourself. That means you 2.0. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.